We're talking about remission of sins, not only by the Savior, according to John, but it's an interesting passage because in the 23rd and 24th verse it talks about the 22nd, how he breathes on them. They receive the set-apart spirit of dedication. It changes their lives. And he says, whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted, and whosoever sins ye retain, ye are retained. How about on a personal note, when we're slighted, abused, or offended? Do we hold in those sins, or in the spirit of Mashiach, do we remit them and allow the heaviness to lift off us? We have far more power than we know, my friends, for he said, all power is given unto me, in heaven and earth, and I give it unto thee. But continuing on, I'll let you meditate on that. The 24th verse forward to the 30th. But Thoma, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahushua came. So he probably didn't receive what they received, but he will. The other disciples, therefore, say unto him, we have seen Yahushua. But he say unto them, except I see in his hands the print of his nails, put my finger into the print of the nails, thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. And after 8 days, again, his disciples were within. This is quite a retreat they have going on. They stick together, unlike the modern church of today, which fragments and separates from one another. Thoma was with them. Then came Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Shalom, peace be unto you. Then say he to Thoma, reach hither thy finger, behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand. Thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. Thoma answered and said to him, my master and my mighty one. He's humbled at last. Yahushua saying to him, Thoma, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed? Bracha, Baruch, blessed are they which have not seen and yet have believed. Many other signs truly did Yahushua in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book, 20:31. But these are written that ye might believe that Yahushua is the Mashiach, the Messiah, the Son of Yahweh, and that believing ye might have life through his name. Yet it doesn't end there. The next chapter, 21:1. After these things, Yahushua showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself. There were together Shimon, Kepha, Thoma called Didymus. See, Thoma hung in there. And Nathanael of Cana in Hagalil, the sons of Zabdi, and 2 other of his disciples. Shimon, Kepha, say unto them, I go a-fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. And we're reading 4 on. I hope to get to the end of the passage, if not in this particular video, in the next one. But when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua. See how he was changed? Then Yahushua say unto them, children, have ye any meat? They answered him, no. And he say unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. When are we going to do things on the right side? They cast, therefore. Now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes, plural. Therefore that disciple whom Yahushua loved, say unto Kepha, it is Yahushua. Now when Shimon Kepha heard that it was Yahushua, he girt his fisher's coat unto him, for he was naked. You know, you ever get a surprise call from one of the church leaders, and all of a sudden you go through the house, and all of a sudden you look at yourselves and try to put on clothes to be respectable. It's a little late when he's standing there knocking. he did cast himself into the sea, and the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from land, but as it were 200 cubits, dragging the net with fishes. As soon as they were come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid thereon, and bread. Yahushua does what he does best. He serves. Yahushua saying to them, Bring of the fish which ye have now caught. Shimon Kepha went up and drew the net to land full of fishes, great fishes, 153. And for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken. Yahushua saying to them, Come and dine. And none of the disciples durst ask, Who art thou? Knowing it was he. Yahushua then cometh and taketh bread and give them, and fish likewise. Now this is the third time that Yahushua shows himself to his disciples. After that, he is risen from the dead. So when they had dined, Yahushua saith to Shimon Kepha, Shimon ben Yonah, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Rabbi, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. He saith to him again the third time, Shimon, son of Yonah, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Rabbi, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. He saith unto him the third time, Shimon ben Yonah, lovest thou me? Kepha, grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? Said unto him, Rabbi, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, Feed my sheep. O man, verily I say unto thee, when thou wast young, thou girdest thyself and walkest where thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee and carry thee whither thou wouldest not. Thus spoke he, signifying by what death he should esteem Yahweh. And when he had spoken this, he saith unto him, Follow me. What a beautiful picture there is, and how words fail. For the Hebrew word for love is ahava. The Greek word for love is philios. There's one that's eros. There's degrees of love that does not come out in this text, but